Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over the 15-win championship challenge, which is starting on Saturday, giving you guys all the best comps, strategies, and all the details on how to play it. So before we get into today's video, I've got a very special announcement. So I've seen all the comments on every single Twitter post, Instagram, every single social media, YouTube comments, my Discord, everyone's spamming for code SPEN, and guess what? Today, the day has finally arrived. Code SPEN is now usable in the shop, and this isn't any joke. You can actually do it. As you can see, code SPEN, it just literally said it. Code SPEN, enter again. Code SPEN, yes, I am right. Finally in the shop. So thank you guys for the support over the past year. Honestly, it's meant the world, and there's no way I could do this without you guys. So if you use code SPEN in the shop, make sure to tag me on Twitter, tag me on every single social possible. Make sure to thank you guys all personally, because honestly, I would not be able to do this without you guys. So thank you so much. Literally probably the happiest day of my life, honestly. Except for actually, no, winning the world championship was the happiest day, and then this. So yeah. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, guys, so heading into the first map, which is going to be Heist Canyon, one of my favorite maps in the game right now. So I'm going to try and include these comps without Bell, because I would say 99.999% of you guys haven't got Bell yet. Even if you've got the pass, you still have to get level 30 to get it. But Bell, by the way, is really good. So if you do have Bell, definitely use it. But for sure, the strongest combination for me is still going to be Byron and Colette. Byron and Colette's strategy is so OP. If you use the shield star power on the Colette, and you've just got the Byron behind the Colette just healing constantly, there's basically nothing the enemy team can do. So as I said, the main strategy on this map, make sure you got Byron behind the Colette. Just keep spamming the Colette with heals. You don't really need to shoot the enemies as a Byron, really. You just want to let Colette do all the work, get her super, because she's going to do so much damage to the enemy team and the Heist safe. A lot of times I like to do as well, I'll get my super, make sure I've got a lot of ammo reloaded before I super in on the safe, and then just spam auto aim on the enemies, keep cycling those supers again and again. You're basically invincible with a Byron behind you. But if you've not got Byron, or you just don't really like this strategy as well, I highly recommend Crow on this map. So a lot of people might pick Crow as like a meme choice, but honestly, Crow is one of the best picks on this map for sure, because you've got his slow gadget. You can slow the enemy team down, allowing you to pinch. Also, now Crow actually has a 40%, I think, heal debuff. So with the Byron strategies, with the amount of Byron in the meta right now, Crow is an amazing counter to this, because as I said, 40%, that's a lot of health, or actually a healing debuff. But yeah, next brawlers as well, you've got 8-bit. 8-bit is just insane overall. The Byron with 8-bit strategy is just so good. You've also got Stu, who's the best brawler in the game right now. He's so good on this map. Jesse, still really good in this meta, and going to be really good against Byron, Colette as well, and just against tanks in general. Straight away, as soon as you get your turret, you can use the shock gadget. You can just throw it on enemies, slow them, and then pinch them out of the grass. The main strategy to do with this map as well, you really want the grass middle control. That's what you got to be focusing on, both lanes. Make sure no one's sneaking up inside of your grass. Make sure you're keeping that for as long as possible, and also don't be afraid to get damage and die. So basically, a lot of times in a heist, what I'll do, if I know I can get a lot of damage, I'll just suicide in on the safe and then respawn, because you've got full HP. Also, little picks as well. We've got Barley, Max, Spike, Amber, and Ruff. So they're going to be the main picks for this map. So this should be pretty easy, the first map. So that's going to be Kaboom Canyon. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, so now moving on to map number 2. It's going to be parallel plays on Hot Zone. So with this map, you've got two strategies. You can either double stack the right hand lane, because that's going to be the hardest one to get, or you can play it passive and double stack the left hand lane. So it's going to be defensive zone. It's going to be the easiest one to get on the left hand side. I recommend using quite a lot of brawlers really. There's a lot you can choose on that left hand side. You can either use like a Barley. Barley's really amazing at keeping the distance behind that left hand side. Basically nothing's going to be able to touch him other than those aggro brawlers. You've also got Jesse, who's really good on defense. Amber can be used both on offense and defense, so really good pick. Stu, best brawler in the game, is going to be so good in those 1v1 interactions. So I always recommend using Stu down the right hand lane if you've got him unlocked. I mean, surely you got him unlocked, his 10k trophies. You've also got a really interesting strategy, which we do pull out a lot of times in competitions, a Byron / Poco with an aggro brawler like a BB, like a Mortis, something like that down the right hand lane. There's basically nothing the enemy team's going to be able to do unless they've literally got such a hard counter to you, which is very rare. Then also down the left hand side, sometimes we like to use a Max and Jean combination. Max and Jean together are so good, as long as you two stay down the left hand lane together. A lot of the time there's nothing anyone can do, because once you get your pull, you can pull someone through that little wall on the defensive side, and then they can't hide behind it. That's a strategy that a lot of people do whilst attacking. They can hide behind that wall, and it can be so annoying. You also have Sprout, Sandy, Ruffs, and Gale. Gale can be a really good defensive brawler on that left hand lane, but honestly there's so many different brawlers you can use, but make sure to push up as a team. That's going to be Hot Zone. Let's jump into the next one. Alright guys, so going into map number 3, we have Backyard Bowl Brawl. So a staple to Brawl. Everyone should really know how to play Backyard Bowl now, because it's been in the game for so long. But the meta's really not changed from the last meta on Backyard Bowl. So everyone really use the Crow and 8-bit combination. It is so deadly right now. Crow, honestly, again, so good in the long range maps, because Crow can be a good counter to tanks with that slow toxin gadget. That's the main reason why. Then also those squishy brawlers, you can just jump on them and just completely destroy. So Crow, really good option. 8-bit is just amazing right now, because you can either have like the Byron healing strategy with 8-bit and just push up the map slowly, or you can also have a Overgrowth Sprout, which many people may be surprised by this, but honestly, Overgrowth Sprout on this map with an 8-bit is insane. As long as you're not constantly facing aggro brawlers, maybe you don't want to really pick Sprout if you keep facing those aggro brawlers, but if you keep facing a squishy one, Sprout is absolutely amazing. Stu, as always, nothing to really say about him. He's just so OP in those 1v1 interactions. He can basically just wipe the floor with the enemy team on his own. You've also got Bell, which I won't mention because not many of you guys will have, but Bell's good literally everywhere, as I said. So Bell is amazing. You've also got Amber. Amber's still pretty good in this meta, because you can just charge up whenever you want with a gadget and just win so many 1v1 interactions. Again, you also have Jean and Max, a really great combination in this meta. It may take a little bit more skill than usual, because Jean does obviously take 4 shots to get his super now, so it could be a little bit wary. Got to play quite passive, try not to waste the super so often. But the Jean and Max combination, as always, is just absolutely insane. You also got a really interesting strategy which we pull out a lot of times in competitive, and I've seen a lot, the triple healing strategy, which you may not want to use if you're facing the likes of Crow or like a Jesse or Colette on Backyard Bowl, but it's really good in competitive. So this is like a Jean, Poco, and a Pam. It is so good. Poco right now, you guys know how insane he is. He only takes 4 shots to get his super. He can be so good on Backyard Bowl, because people will be just feeding him without even noticing. Literally can go so aggro with those heals. There's nothing the enemy team can do. You can also substitute a Byron in there as well, but it's up to you guys. But Backyard Bowl is all about trying to push up back to their enemy, to the wall. Don't let the enemy team push up to that wall as well. Just make sure they're not pushed up, pinch well, and push up as a team. But they're going to be the best combos you can use. Honestly, this meta's not really changed too much from the last one. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so jumping into map number 4, which is going to be Ice Fort. No longer looks icy at all, but still called Ice Fort. But anyways, going into the composition. So for the mid brawler, I really do recommend using Sprout. I think that's my number 1 pick for the mid, because you can get that Sprout wall and just block off one of the 4 choke points and just basically get control of that middle section. So Sprout, number 1 pick for the mid for me. Then you also, if you don't feel comfortable using Sprout, sometimes it can be hard to hit shots with him, so I've also got 2 other mids that I've recommended. So Poco and Max. Poco is insane in this meta. The fact that he gets 4 shots to his super now is just really good. Poco paired with either a bunch of tanks, can be paired with Pam, can be paired with a lot of different things. Honestly, Poco can even be used as a standalone brawler in mid right now. So OP. So they're going to be the mids which I recommend. And then down the lane, it's kind of up to you which you decide, because there's a lot of good options. So you can go with a Tara. Tara's always a good option on Ice Fort, because she can be really good against those aggressive brawlers once you get your super. So Tara, always really good. Also with Sandy. Sandy is amazing on this map. 5 shots to get your super. You can get so much control of the middle area. Sandy is really good. You've also got 8-bit. 8-bit is really interesting. Again, I like to use 8-bit with Sprout, because you can get that 8-bit turret behind the wall. You can get Sprout to just sit there and basically just do so much damage to every single brawler that comes by him. 8-bit is so good. You've also got Stu. I don't need to say anything more about him. He's going to be good everywhere. So if you guys are wondering if you don't know what brawler to go, just pick Stu. Honestly, he's so broken. And then you've got the likes of Carl. Carl can be really good as well. He's really underrated in this meta. You've got Ruffs, who's good everywhere still right now. He's not as good as he once was, but those upgrades are so good. You've also got Colette, you've got Amber, you've got Rosa. You've got all these different brawlers which you can use, but as I said, I really do recommend using Sprout in that middle. if you're comfortable enough to use him. He just dominates. He can just scout every single lane. If you get him in the mid in that position, there's nothing that can take him down. But that's going to be that. To be honest, I always say with these games, you got to pick brawlers that you're most comfortable with. That's why I've gave off so many different brawlers. So pick what you're most comfortable with. Any of these should be able to do the job. But as I said, the most OP Stu, you've got to be using Sprout. You've got to be using really if you want to be getting those wins. But that's going to be that map. Let's hop into number 5. All right, guys, so moving on to the 5th and final map, we have Siege Bot Drop. So Siege probably is the hardest mode in the challenge because you guys know how randoms are with Siege. And just in general, it can be a hard game to win. So the number 1 pick, again, it has to be Stu. Stu is so good in getting that first bot. The first bolt, because you've got that gadget, you've just got the mobility to be able to get that first bolt. Really, really OP. So the strategy with Siege is always trying to focus on getting that first robot. So for me, always try to focus on the one that first spawns. You want to be getting that one, and then make sure you can get at least 3 bolts to get that first robot. That's always the magic number, 3. Unless you can delay one of those bolts, you want to be getting 3. But now moving on to the composition. So Barley, even though this is such a wide open map, Barley down the defensive lane using the slow gadget can be so good. As long as you're checking your bushes and keeping the range, there's nothing that can actually deal with a Barley. Does so much damage, got so much range. As I said, he's so incredibly strong on this map. And also, if you're not too comfortable using the Byron in the middle or the Piper, the 2 sharpshooters that are really good, because they do require a lot of aim and a lot of precision to constantly be hitting those shots. You've also got brawlers like Pam and Max, which you can use in the middle. Those 2 together and a synergy is so good because Pam is just solid overall. And then also on defense, he just shreds the robot coming backwards. So obviously a really good option there. If you want to be using Barley, Barley's really good to get damage. That's one of the main reasons why I like him, because there's not many brawlers that can shoot over the wall right there, which is saved. So Barley's just really good at one pushing. You've also got the likes of Jesse dealing with those spam. You've got Crow, who's a really good lane brawler right now. You've also got the likes of Amber. I think I said Amber already. I don't really know, but Amber's just really good everywhere right now. Still, even after the nerf, she's still pretty strong. And you've also got Ruffs, who's still a solid option. So you've got all these different combinations. To be honest, as I said, Barley can be a little bit too high skill cap at times, but I just feel like once you get one robot, you can near enough one push in Siege with Barley right now with the amount of damage he does. So Barley's a really good option, Stu a really good option, but it's kind of up to you what you choose for a third brawler, whether it be Pam, whether it be Max, or something like that. But that's going to be Siege. That's going to be the 5th and final mode. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know how you get on in the championship challenge this weekend. And as I said, I don't really know like completely the meta right now. It's still pretty fresh. There's still a lot of things that can change, but from my understanding, these comps are 100% going to be good enough for you to win. I've been grinding a lot of Power League. I've been practicing a lot, so I really do know the meta so far, but I feel like this will change probably in a week's time, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. And as I said in the intro, make sure you're using the code SPEN in the shop. I can't believe I'm actually saying those words. Like, I'm going to have to come up with some cringy line for you to support me in the shop. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and use code SPEN in the shop. And I'll see you guys next time.